step into the arena, RCMP Plus. It's not luck, it's logic. Bang, that's a power bomb move right there. Light it up, baby, fella. Woo, that's fantasy fireworks. Buckets, baby. Ain't no rivalry like an RCMP rivalry. From stats to smack talk, where trash talk meets true talk. It's not just fantasy, it's legacy.
Welcome back to RCMP Plus Fantasy Hoops, the post-draft special. Round 1 is in the books, and in a points league like ours, that means one thing: it's all about who's gonna stuff the stat sheet.
Exactly. Forget percentages and turnovers, we're talking volume, minutes, and pure numbers. And man, some of these GMs came out firing while others drafted like they were still in a 9-cat league.
We've got reactions, overreactions, and probably some undercooked hot takes. Let's go pick by pick.
Number 1, Nikola Jokic for the Ballers. Automatic. Jokic is what happens when you put a cheat code into real life. The Ballers didn't even need to think.
Dude gives you 25, 12, and 9 on a bad night. He's basically a walking 60 points in a format where efficiency doesn't matter. It's like playing chess while everyone else is still learning checkers. You can go on autopilot if you've got Jokic. Ballers start the year with the ultimate points anchor, A+. Number 2, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander goes to the Power Bombers. SGA's the Canadian Terminator. In a points league, he's a robot built for all-around volume. Steals, assists, rebounds, he fills it all. SGA at 2, beautiful pick. In a points setup, he's a walking 45+ every night. Steals, rebounds, assists, volume. It's all there.
Dude averages 30 and makes it look casual. I love this pick. No risk, all production. Also, he rarely sits. Jokic and Shai 1-2 feels like the perfect start to a points league year.
Only reason it's not an A+. Jokic exists. Otherwise, flawless start for the Power Bombers.
Number 3, Victor Wembanyama and the Penguinis. Snag him. This is where the fun starts. Wemby at 3. The man's a block magnet. That's free fantasy points every night.
Exactly. Points leagues love defensive monsters. Add 20 points, 10 boards, 4 blocks. That's a 60 spot waiting to happen.
Risk is health and minutes management, but ceiling-wise, MVP level. If he plays 70 games, this could be the pick of the year.
Number 4, Giannis Antetokounmpo goes to 2 balls, 1 hoop. Giannis fits points leagues perfectly. He doesn't need to hit threes or shoot free throws. He just racks up raw stats.
You know, he's good for 30, 12, and 6. That's a baseline 55 fantasy points. 2 balls, nailed this.
Safe, strong, and elite. Can't argue with 2 balls, 1 hoop here.
At number 5, Luka Doncic was chosen by Notre Dame Time. Steal of the first round. Luka's basically the definition of a points league monster.
Triple doubles every other night. If you get Luka at 5, you walk out of the draft grinning. Notre Dame Time got a franchise cornerstone.
NDT gets a cornerstone. That's a top 3 fantasy pick at 5.
Now, number 6, Anthony Edwards goes to the Z Tigers. Ant-Man at 6, this is spicy and perfect. His scoring jump last year was insane, and he adds boards, assists, and steals.
He's got MVP buzz this season. In a points format, that's a 50+ guy every week. Z Tigers got the crowd pleaser and the production.
He's about to enter that fantasy superstar tier. Scoring's up, defense is up, and in a points league, he's built for volume.
Z Tigers wanted the headline pick and got it. Might look bold now, might look genius in 2 months.
Now, number 7, Domantas Sabonis is teaming up with Padfoot Toes.
Okay, I know we said no judging early, but Sabonis at 7 made me blink twice.
I was ready to roast this, but honestly, it makes sense. Sabonis is a fantasy stat tank. The Kings run everything through him. Yeah, it's early. But in points leagues, he is an absolute workhorse. Double-doubles, assists, no off nights.
He racks up easy points through rebounds and volume. Still feels high, but it's not as wild as it looks. It's a bit early, but solid. You know exactly what you're getting. No drama, no load management.
At number 8, Amen Thompson to the Dunkin' Donuts. And here's the real shocker. Amen at 8? Bold move. That's a dynasty pick in a redraft league.
Huge swing pick. If he plays 35 minutes and fills every category, it could pay off. But right now, that's a future pick in a present league. Duncan went galaxy brain too early.
It's either a breakout waiting to happen or a week 2 regret. But if it hits, they'll look like geniuses. If not, we'll be talking about this pick every week for the wrong reasons.
Number 9, Cade Cunningham is taken by the Guardians. Love it. Cade's built for points formats. He's got the ball all the time, high usage, and a big stat mix. Cade's a workhorse, and Detroit's finally letting him run wild.
And with him being the man in Detroit, that's a nightly 40-50 floor. Guardians played it smart upside without chaos.
Quiet confidence pick. I like it.
Number 10, Anthony Davis is selected by Jokic. AD at 10 is all about hope and prayer. If he stays healthy, it's a steal. Classic risk reward. AD can be the second best player in a points league when he's healthy.
Yeah, and when he's active, he puts up video game lines. But he's also good for a midweek rest. Jokic betting on upside.
Big ceiling, big risk. Jokic rolled the dice. Let's see if his knees agree.
Pick number 11, Karl Anthony Towns. Cat picked up by the Alphas. Quietly a great points league fit. KAT scores, rebounds, hits threes. Doesn't rely on categories, just production.
He's not the sexy pick anymore, but the production's still there. Alpha's got stability and spacing very underrated.
If Brunson takes a bigger leap and KAT slides, there's some risk, but I like this value. Bold choice by the Alphas, but definitely a great anchor for his squad.
Now, the final selection in the first round, number 12, Trae Young, is chosen by King Cobras. Trae Young, wrapping up the first round, that's some solid late value.
Trae, at 12, is a sneaky good closer. 25 and 10 every night, with huge usage. He's a volume monster. You might get a 25-12 night even on bad shooting. That's 50 fantasy points.
The turnovers don't hurt here, so it's all upside in points. King Cobras starts strong.
And no turnovers penalty in points leagues? That's massive. He's free to do whatever he wants offensively.
Perfect wrap to the round. King Cobras played the long game strong start to the snake. So, who crushed round 1?
Ballers with Jokic was automatic, but Z Tigers with Ant was a really good pick as well.
Yeah, and Wemby to Pinguinis might be the pick we're still talking about in March. If he plays 70 games, that's top 3 potential.
On the other end, Dunkin' Donuts, man. That Amen pick's gonna haunt them until he drops a triple-double.
And maybe Padfoot if Sabonis doesn't hit those ceiling games early. But I'm giving my crown to Notre Dame. Time Luka at 5 is daylight robbery.
I'll take Z Tigers Ant at 6, might be the breakout pick of the year. And honorable mentions to Ballers, Power Bombers, and Pinguinis.
I'll be honest, Amen Thompson at 8 feels like a reach. Dunkin' Donuts swung for the fences.
Padfoot with Sabonis at 7 is close too. Good player, but there were higher upside scorers still on the board.
But hey, in a points league, minutes and volume can flip the script quick. Round 1's done, and the tone's set. Some GMs played it safe, others went full mad scientist.
That's what makes points leagues fun. One heater from your stars and you're right back in it.
Welcome back to RCMP Fantasy Hoops, where the draft never sleeps and the trash talk writes itself. We just broke down the first round of the RCMP draft, the heavy hitters, the surprises, and the head scratchers.
And now, it's snake season. Round 2, flip the board upside down. And we saw some teams double down on chemistry, while others went pure chaos.
That's right. Let's get into it round 2. Reverse order. And oh man, did the King Cobras open it up spicy.
At pick 13, King Cobra selects Donovan Mitchell again. Back-to-back guards. Trae Young and Spida Mitchell. This team said defense? Never heard of her.
Laughs. Facts. But in a points league, who cares that's 55 plus points a night between those two easy? If they both stay healthy, that's fireworks.
Yeah, they're betting on pure buckets. Might be volatile, but if this duo catches fire, it's scary.
Grade for me, solid A. Good Job Cobras.
Pick number 14. Alphas grabs Devin Booker off the shelf.
Booker joins. KAT, that's a smooth combo. You got elite scoring and stretch big production.
Yeah, but can we talk about the potential for inconsistency? Both can explode or disappear in fantasy. Still, in points format, it's a safe play, not sexy, but solid.
Book's a lock for 30 plus fantasy points a night. I'll take it.
B+ from me. The comeback tour for alphas.
Coming in at pick number 15, Jokic Thagoat selected Pascal Siakam.
Now this I like. AD and Siakam in the front court, both versatile, both volume monsters.
Yeah, they're going for steady boards, assists, and defensive stats. Not flashy, but a points league dream.
Feels like an adult draft pick. Little boring, but you'll win weeks with that.
Solid A. Jokic the GOAT welcomes back Siakam to his team.
Pick number 16. The Guardians steal Jalen Williams off the board. The first real steal of the draft, and you know Pinguinis must have hated that.
But Cade and Jalen Williams, I like the youth movement here.
They went all in on the breakout crew. If both take the next step, this team's gonna be dangerous by December.
Or they could start 1-4 and panic trade by week 6.
Laughs. Yeah, we'll see. B+ Guardians don't spoil it this year.
Pick 17. Dunkin' Donuts orders up Jalen Brunson. The bounce back pick.
This is the grown man pick of the round. Brunson's just solid.
Yeah. You pair him with Amen Thompson, a rookie with flash, and you balance out the risk. Great roster strategy.
Yeah, Amen runs wild, Brunson cleans up. Dunkin' Donuts went a little wild but reeled it back in.
Pick 18. Padfoot Toes makes a splash with Stephen Curry. Sabonis and Curry? That's a points league cheat code.
Absolutely. Both fill up every stat line, and you know Curry's gonna have those 70-point fantasy nights.
Top tier pairing. A+ draft start. I wonder if she likes their names.
Pick Nitin. Z Tigers pounce on James Harden. Oh boy, Harden.
Yeah, this could go two ways. MVP Harden shows up, and it's a W. Or you're begging for assists from a guy taking nights off.
But pairing him with Ant Edwards? Fire and ice combo. I'll give it a B+. Good job so far, kid.
Pick Vint Notre Dame time clocks in Nikola Vucevic. Doncic and Vuk, you can set your watch to those stat lines.
Yeah, not flashy, not risky. Just dependable.
NDT building like an accountant boring, but it adds up.
Laughs B+.
Pick 21, 2 balls, 1 hoop hop on Jaylen Brown.
Giannis and Jaylen Brown. Now that's a physical lineup.
Yeah, no nonsense here. Straight power, scoring, and durability.
Points machine team. A-.
Pick 22. Pinguinis put a hit on Alperen Şengün. Guardians steal Pinguinis' pick, so they return the favor. But oh, this one might be my favorite of the round. Şengün and Wemby together? Chef's kiss.
Exactly. Fantasy nerd heaven. That's like 2 unicorns on one team, blocks, boards, assists, everything.
A plus for creativity and potential domination. Starting off strong.
Pick 23. Power Bombers blows it up with Josh Giddey. SGA and Giddey together again, he's stacking old teammates.
Yeah, risky move. If he gets hot, he's a genius. If not, he's toast.
Still, for chemistry and passing stats, it's not bad. B grade.
And finally pick 24. Ballers crowns LeBron James. Jokic and LeBron, that's like drafting 2 fantasy coaches.
Yeah. The Ballers said, "We're taking the old man championship tour." But honestly, points league gold?
No wasted possessions, no stat holes. A+ round 2 pick.
So round 2 gave us some stacks, some gambles, and a couple teams that already look scary.
Yeah, the Ballers and Padfoot Toes might have just set the tone for the season. Those are win-now builds.
Meanwhile, Dunkin' Donuts and Guardians are thinking long-term. You can see the philosophies starting to form.
Oh, yeah. Some teams came out of round 2 like, "We're cooking," and others, well, they might have burned the kitchen down. So, who do you think won round 2?
I mean, come on. Jokic and LeBron? That's like starting your fantasy roster with a triple-double guarantee.
Exactly. It's like drafting 2 guys who live in the paint, pass like guards, and score at will. This might be the smartest first 2-round combo of the entire draft.
LeBron at 24 is straight robbery. The Ballers are the early Vegas favorite after that pick.
W for the week. But if I had to give a runner-up, Sabonis and Curry might be the best 1-2 punch for fantasy balance boards. Assists, threes, efficiency, you name it.
Yeah, that duo just screams consistency. Padfoot didn't reach, didn't panic, just took the right guy at the right time.
If this team stays healthy, they're going to be a nightmare in the head-to-head matchups.
But I also gotta say, Wemby and Sengun. You already know Tommy's drooling over that one.
Guilty. I love this pick vision. Passing, boards, blocks, efficiency. That's a points league dream core. The Penguins might have just created the most versatile front court in the league.
Yeah, round 2 MVP move, right there. But what about who came out the biggest loser in round 2? I gotta say it, SGA and Giddey is too unpredictable.
Yeah, that's like buying a lottery ticket. You might hit big, or turns out a dud.
Love the guts, hate the risk.
Points leagues are about consistency. This could blow up in their face fast.
Yeah, that's a gamble for sure. And I'll say it, Z Tigers, Harden scares me. It's like drafting a time bomb.
Facts. 1 missed week and your points total tanks.
Still, they could make us eat our words. Fantasy's wild that way.
So there, it is round 2 in the books. Some teams went strategic, some went chaotic, and 1 or 2 might already be regretting it.
Next up, we dive into round 3, where the sleepers start waking up and the real draft wizards show themselves.
Welcome back to RCMP Plus Fantasy Hoops, the show that proves you can't win your league in the first round, but you sure can lose it by round 3.
Laughs. Ain't that the truth? By this point, we're separating the masterminds from the guys drafting off TikTok clips.
I'm your host, Tommy Douglas, joined as always by my co-pilot in chaos, PG.
What's good, Tommy? Round 3 was where things got interesting. Some teams doubled down on stars, others started reaching like their phone fell under the couch.
Yeah, the panic picks and sleeper steals were flying. Let's break it all down. Round 3 begins. And at number 1, Ballers snagged Ja Morant.
I love that. LeBron, Jokic, and Ja, that's an ESPN highlight reel waiting to happen.
If Ja stays focused, that's fantasy dynamite. But if he slips, oof, that's a lot of eggs in one superstar basket.
Still, high risk, high ceiling. I'm giving Ballers an A for guts.
Next up, Power Bombers grab Franz Wagner.
SGA, Giddey, and now Franz? That's a team full of fundamentals and efficiency. Not flashy, but solid across the board.
Yup, no weak stat lines there. It's the kind of roster that quietly wins every Monday recap.
Boring but deadly. That's an A- from me.
Pick 3. Penguini's land, Kevin Durant.
KD in round 3? That's theft, man. I'd call the league office if I were the rest of them.
Laughing. The Penguinis now have Wemby, Sengun, And KD, that's length, playmaking, and pure buckets.
If KD stays healthy, that's a title contender in waiting. Easy A+.
2 balls, 1 hoop goes Jamal Murray next.
Perfect fit with Giannis and Jaylen Brown. Murray's a big game guy who delivers under pressure.
Absolutely. In a points league, that combo's golden. A solid A from me. At 5, Notre Dame Time selects Bam Adebayo.
Doncic, Vucevic, and Bam talk about owning the paint.
Yeah, rebounding and consistency are locked, but they're not exactly built for speed.
They might grind out some ugly wins though. B+ effort, solid direction.
6th pick said Tigers at Josh Hart.
Love it. Hustle monster, stat stuffer, does all the little things.
Ant, Harden, and Hart. It's like building a team out of 3 completely different moods.
Laughs. True. Still, that's sneaky value. A- sleeper pick.
Pad foot toes. Grab Michael Porter Jr. at 7.
Now, that's a squad. Sabonis, Curry, and MPJ spacing, shooting, and rebounding.
Yeah, they're not missing many shots. That's a contender level trio right there.
A from me. The balance is chef's kiss.
At 8, Dunkin' Donuts. Take Evan Mobley.
Young and versatile. Amen. Thompson, Brunson, Mobley, that's a future powerhouse.
Not the flashiest now, but give him time. A- long-term payoff written all over it. The Guardians grab Tyrese Maxey 9th.
Love it. Cade, J-Dub, and Maxey. 3 tempo pushers who rack up fantasy points like crazy.
That's an A-tier start. No debate. Energy and scoring for days.
10th pick. Jokic Thegowit takes DeMar DeRozan.
The mid-range maestro himself. AD, Siakam, DeRozan. Steady vets. No nonsense.
Reliable, but maybe too safe. Not much upside if the younger teams hit.
Yeah, I'll go B+. Classic, but not spicy. Alphas at 11 snag LaMelo Ball.
That's fireworks, man. Cat, Booker, LaMelo, that's highlight city.
If LaMelo stays healthy, that's a nightmare matchup. But that's a big if.
True, but I like it. A-.
And finally, King Cobras close out the round with Paolo Banchero.
Trey, Donovan, and Paolo Youth. Scoring and swagger. That's a team that'll punch above its age.
Love that trio. Every week they'll light it up. A minus to wrap. Round 3. All right. Round 3. MVP for me, the Pinguinis. Getting KD at that spot is just criminal.
Totally agree. But don't sleep on the baller snagging jaw comeback potential written all over it.
Pad foot toes, too. They quietly put together a title core.
As for losers, sorry, Jokic the GOAT. Love the vets, but they're one twisted ankle away from disaster.
Yeah, and Notre Dame time might be a little too big heavy for a fast-paced points league.
And that wraps the first 3 rounds of the RCMP Plus Fantasy Draft.
3 rounds in, and this league's already shaping up to be one of the most balanced we've ever had.
Next week, we break down full rosters, playoff odds, and those way too early title predictions.
Plus, Week 1 preview, 6 matchups, 6 storylines, and a lot of bragging rights on the line.
RCMP Plus Fantasy Hoops, where legends are drafted and excuses are made every Monday.